We're back. Two girls, one ticket.
Woo! Happy Bay, happy Cinco de Mayo, all the above.
Cinco de Mayo week happened to be on Taco Tuesday. How
Taco
fitting.
Tues, I know. Oh my god, and talk about Taco Tues. Did you do anything for Cinco de Mayo?
Went to the UT baseball game briefly. They were playing UTSA and left in the third inning, I think it was. UTSA went up 7-4. And then Texas ended up coming back and beating them for the first time since 2020. Who knew?
Wow, were they
My road
bumping some
runners, beep,
mariachi
beep.
music? Oh,
Yes,
there
so they
you
had these
go.
like Mexican dancers, like cultural dancers, and
Oh, you're
crowd was
serious.
out
I
in
was
full
kinda
oh,
kidding.
no, they were, like, literally in celebration,
Oh,
very Cinco oriented, so
okay, very,
yeah.
Mexicano forward, I love it.
Yes, yes, so very festive. How
No, that's
about
good.
you?
Well,
Got the best of
uh
you?
yeah, girls' night, we one margarita leads to 20 margaritas. I feel like I'm still hungover from that. But we went to Tumble 22 yesterday, Adam and I for lunch, and they had a bunch of Cinco de
Your
Mayo.
staple.
We love Tumble 22. The collard greens, top notch. But went there yesterday and we missed all the Cinco de Mayo happy hour like prices and everything. But they have this chicken taco. It was the best taco of my entire
No
life. I
way.
swear to God. They get fresh tortillas from HEB every single day, and then they use, like, fried chicken. They put, like, elote corn or whatever it's called. Uh, it By far the best taco in
Oh
town right
my
now, so
gosh, I'm gonna have to
highly
try that. So
recommend.
it's their standard fried chicken that they put in
Standard
the
fried chicken, you can get it spicy, you can get it non-spicy, but then they've got they have, this comeback sauce that's really good that they drizzle a little bit on. Adam's not a big fan of the white sauces, so we got it on the side, but I was dipping it. I'm not kidding,
dipping.
I'm not, even a huge taco fan. This was by far the best taco I've ever had, so highly recommend. If they sell 60,000 of them in this month promotion that they're doing it, they'll put it on the menu for good, so everybody go buy
Sounds
them.
like they're gonna hit that. Wow.
I'm gonna make sure they do because
Good to
they're freaking
know.
baller.
Gonna have to try it out. Okay, and my mind last week must have been a few years behind and very confused. So I also have to just start by saying I need to correct that I said that John Prine was gonna be playing at the Muni party when he died 6 years ago. So RIP John Prine. I still love his rendition of My Old Kentucky Home, but it is not him that's gonna be playing there and not him that plays at Deep Eddy, which is across from Tumble 2022. But, that is Gary P. Nunn, who's another amazing, legendary singer-songwriter, but it is, in fact, not Gary P. Nunn. So if you go there looking for John Prine, it's not gonna be him.
I
But
still don't know who either of them are, so sorry I couldn't correct you.
oh my gosh, that is so embarrassing, but, yeah, well, you can go across and get your taco and then walk on over to, uh, Deep Eddy.
Deep Eddy and listen.
Mhm. Yes. How was Devil Wears Prada?
Okay, I think it was really good first, I'm gonna preface with that. I absolutely loved it. I It's obviously the second is never as good as the first, but it was really good, and I highly recommend. I think the fashion was fantastic. There was a lot of models in it too. Overall, really well done. I personally loved it. I'm, trying not to say something because I don't wanna give a spoiler, but, the
Spoiler?
love interest is not great, so just,
Interesting.
bear with that. Other than they should have brought, Vinny Chase back or what's his name? That was the other guys, but
Yeah.
overall, fantastic, highly recommend, go see it.
Yeah, I did hear the fashion was great, and a lot it is hard to do a sequel of a movie like that, or movies in general, just to kinda keep the same, um, tone and excitement and hype and all
Yep.
of that, but it's a lot of people said it was definitely worth seeing, and it came out really well.
Eh all the main characters, we got Meryl Streep, we got freaking Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci.
Stanley
They
Tucci, I
look
love
the
him.
exact same. I was like, 20 years did not
Anne
pass.
Hathaway does not change.
It she's a little
She
weird,
does
but I
not
mean,
age.
she's beautiful. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
she just got named the most beautiful person for 2026 or something, whatever. I
I
don't know,
can see
Vogue or
it.
whatever does that, but she's got like 7 movies coming out this year. It's absolutely
And a
insane,
fellow New
but
York Knicks fan. She's
yeah,
always there. Top Knicks fan.
she does it all. She does it
She
all, but
does it all.
she was really good in this sequel, and I highly recommend go watch it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I saw so David Frankel, who I mentioned last week, director and producer of Devil Wears Prada and, a friend of my dad's. Well, I saw an appearance that he was saying in a little interview that of all the cameos and all the famous people that were in this Devil Wears Prada, his favorite was Rory McIlroy, and I thought that was so funny. I'm like, Rory's everywhere at this White House dinner with King Charles, and
Yeah.
now he's in Devil Wears Prada, but, last year before Rory won the players tournament, the press asked him what he did to relax the night before he won, and his answer was, "I watched Devil Wears Prada." So, how classic is that? So, Frankel was like, "I know he had a fan, but that's awesome that he mentioned that," and then they had him play his little part.
I mean, well, did I tell you last week we made Adam and or Kristen and I made Adam and Casey watch it, and, they're manly guys, they're not gonna watch Devil Wears Prada, but we just turned it on without them saying no. They started watching it. Hands down, one of their favorite movies for both of them now. So, well,
That's
I'm not gonna speak for Casey,
amazing.
but for Adam specifically. So, I think it's a fan fave for the
Speaks to
guys. You
all
just gotta give
kinds.
it a
I love
chance.
it. Gotta give
Yeah,
it a chance. Well, Rory's one of them. So funny. And
there we
David
go.
Frankel's son, Jake, was actually a big golfer in juniors, and he played golf at Stanford. So obviously they have a love for the game and probably a
I had
fan of Rory
no
in general. But
idea. Yeah, that he was
yeah,
that good at I mean, good at golf. Jesus, Stanford's a great school, so
so
that's
good.
awesome.
Yeah, impressive. The Met, Eileen Gu's dress.
Hate her, love the dress.
And I hate to say that. Of all the dresses I saw and have seen in quite some time at any event, I think it's one of the top 15,000 hand formed, like iridescent bubbles that were made to look like they were evaporating. I mean, insane and
It
beautifully
was
done.
and she had, like, the bubble machine going, so there were bubbles following her everywhere. I was like, "Oh my god, that is so fabulous. I would wear that."
Oh, it was so cool and so well done.
It fit her body really well. I would have been so scared, like, you can't trip and fall on your ass. You're gonna
Well, how
smush
did she
everything.
sit? Like,
Oh, that's true. I mean,
I
did she
was
have to
trying to
stand the
figure
whole
out
time?
that or maybe she could just sit on the edge of her seat so that, like, she wasn't sitting on the back of the dress. I was really trying to figure it all out in my head.
She's yeah, sitting at dinner kneeling her, I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's a whole it looked really good on her. I mean, China probably didn't pay for it, but,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it was a art theme, right? Was that the
yeah, it
dress
was like fashion is
theme?
art or something, or I don't know. So I was because I was looking at everybody's outfit and I was like, "What is the theme this year?" I have no idea, and I feel
Mhm.
like art is subjective and you could literally wear anything and make it art. So I was trying to figure out like what because I saw Kendall Jenner was wearing they were supposed to be like figures or statues or something, and Hailey Bieber was kind of in a similar Heidi Klum, I think she was the freaking Statue of Liberty. So it was interesting to
Got it
see
all.
all the costumes or outfits.
I guess people probably took it as a anything goes.
That's what I
Like you
was
said, fashion
thinking.
is art. Um, I don't know, but speaking of Osaka, anything
Oh
goes,
god.
over the top, head to toe, white lace covering her face, feathers everywhere. Underneath it was like a white V-neck bodysuit, which actually looked great, but it was so much and so over the top that I think I kind of liked it. And I also don't
Oh
know why if I'm like
gosh.
really off, not something I would ever wear, but for her and some of this look she comes out on the court, for her to kind of like shift to the Met side of it and pull this together and still be outlandish, but definitely made a statement, and I think overall it was, like, one of her better looks, if I could say that.
Really? I don't know. I think it was
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know how you pull it off, and she had nice, white shoes that kinda matched the V-neck of the top the top cut of the shoe
Yeah.
matched the V-neck of the bodysuit, but, it was a lot. I would wonder where that inspiration came from.
Well, did you see that Lena Durham Durant? I don't know, that girl that
I didn't see it.
wrote the movie Girls or some or the show Girls. Her dress was awful. It was, like, red and feathery, and she looked awful. You need to look it up after. I think she was by far the worst dressed, so,
Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Osaka's was a little bit classier than hers for sure. I don't
Wow.
know. They're all just super interesting. If
Look
you
at us
saw
giving compliments to these girls.
well, also Blake Lively, this was, like, kind of her comeback situation, and she
Mhm.
always looks so fabulous at the Met, her dresses are always going down the stairs, but her interview, she had this purse, and she said her 4 kids drew pictures, and they were kind of around the purse if you look it up, and she goes, I'm just so shy, like, I would just want my kids with me, and this is how they are, like, in the purse, and I'm like, "Sh shy?" I'm like, "Are you trying to, like, reinvent yourself
Since
right now?"
when?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I go,
Like,
"What
when has
the
she ever
hell,
even
boy?"
talked about I've never even heard her talk about her kids.
It was so fake. It was just
Oh, I
incredibly
don't know
fake, and
about
I think
that.
she's trying to make a bounce back after that bony case and the whole 9, but it was a painful watch. You gotta go watch that interview.
Oh, I'm
She's
gonna have to go
talked
take a
about
look
how
at that.
she was so shy, and I was like, "Oh my god. Relax, girl. You are not shy."
And another comeback for the Met and her coming out party, Lindsey Vonn, she looked great.
She looked so
She
good.
looked so good, and she said that this was kind of her coming out party after her surgery and everything. I thought she looks great and was announced as one of the USC graduation speakers.
I saw that. I think it was
Yeah.
Annenberg for the Annenberg School, communications, but
Mhm.
very, very cool. I will never forget Will Ferrell was mine over at USC,
That's a
so
great
fight
one.
on.
Massive USC fan.
It was fun. We were all wasted, 8 AM. He was making us laugh. It was a good time.
What a character. And another New York staple is the Mark. Obviously, Carlisle's one of my favorite, but also love the Mark. And they had these cutest little caviar or KFC and caviar kind of like to go boxes. Just fabulous presentation for Met Night. I thought it was so well done. That's obviously where a lot of people stay.
This whole caviar and fried chicken thing, it's a trend, right? Because I saw a bunch of fried chicken and caviar at Coachella and now this and all the influencers are doing it, but who would have thought to put the 2 together?
Who would have thought? But yeah, I definitely think it's a trend. But the presentations of it have been cute. I think that's kind of a weird combination. I'm not a really big caviar person. I will eat it, but I don't,
Yeah.
like, appreciate it enough to, like, seek it out. Um,
Well, it
but
used to be like a poor person food way, way back in the day because there was just you could get a plethora of it, but now it's become this luxury food item,
elite,
or it's
yeah.
been for a while, but yeah, no, it's interesting. Have you been to Bill's Oysters?
Bill's Oyster, yes, I love their burger.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Freaking
Yeah,
staple of a
yeah.
burger, but
Yes.
they have these, mozzarella sticks with caviar on it on their happy hour menu, and
Oh, that's probably good.
it's actually pretty
I
good,
like that
so,
combo because 'cause I'm all about a
yeah,
mozzarella stick. Anything with
I
cheese,
think
sign
yep,
me up, but,
exactly. Not in love with
um,
fried chicken, so I will attest that that's actually pretty good.
except for in your taco, Toma 22.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
A
again,
little different.
go get it. It's so
I
delicious.
can't wait to try it. Sounds so good. So last week, I first of all broke my phone for the first time, I think, in my entire life. And it was so fitting that it maybe some karma that it happened to be at this UT event. And of all places. Um, anyways, that's why I drifted off from after I texted you initially. But it
I
was
was waiting for a response, and I
I
got nothing.
know, I know. Who knows? But anyway, still waiting on my phone. But it was the coolest experience, and I don't know if I'm turned into a Longhorn. Do not think I identify as a Longhorn, but I
You're
have to
using the word
say
think.
that I am a massive Sark fan. Did you ever think
Oh,
those words were going to come out of my mouth?
no, I mean, what was this experience? Tell me all about it.
So it was really small. It was intimate. I would say maybe 50-ish people, and, uh, it was from some, level of donors, I guess, and, really nice that they put it on and took so much time to put it on, but what they was trying to do was recreate a recruiting experience, what they do for recruits, but to show people, behind the scenes, all the coaches were there, the players, just incredibly done. Very, very tastefully done. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be cheesy. I didn't know really anything about it. It was so tastefully done, and I really think schools should do it. It sounded like not a lot do, maybe some do, I don't know. I was most interested going into it to see the facilities and the locker room and their training center and just, where they hang out, all of that. Um, obviously, you're in the stadium and you're in different parts and whatever, but, like, that part of it, you don't really see, but, Sark started it out giving the speech that he usually gives to, recruits and their families kind of in their team room, and their facilities are very, very impressive. You
I'm
could just
sure.
imagine the top of the line, the,
Yeah.
you know, team room, the cold plunge, their infrared saunas, their all of it,
Well,
just
it's
so,
freaking
so insane.
Texas. The high school team over here has, like, vendors, and it looks
Yeah.
like a college stadium, so I can only imagine what UT looks like.
Really, yes, just really impressive. And anyway, so he kicked it off and I've been around him, you see him on the field, you see him coaching, you know his story. Obviously, he was at USC for a stint.
Yeah.
Um, that's where he met L'Oreal, by the way.
Oh, in LA.
And
Shocker.
yeah, so and he has, made his mark there and his drinking problems and checked himself into rehab and then Alabama and then took this UT job, which he said he had never even been to Austin for. He said when he landed and walked off the plane, he was the head coach, which I thought was interesting. But he was like, I know my criteria of a city and what I need. I need the culture. I need good restaurants. I need, the big school. Anyway, so he has his own story of turning things around. Obviously played football, actually played baseball before he played football, which I also didn't know. And anyway, so he kicked it off and he is just exceptional. I love that guy. I
Wow.
love him. I don't say that about anyone that I get like excited about or to hear about. His demeanor and the way that he talked and engaged. I mean, we were with him like the whole night or the whole evening and just in a hurry to go nowhere, very interested, asked questions. Some of the points that he made about UT specifically, again, it wasn't like your traditional, just like, oh, this is who we are, this is UT, these are the easy stats that we can throw up about games. It was just so thoughtfully presented and put out, and you could tell how passionate he was and how responsive I think a player would be to him for all walks. Obviously, they have an Arch Manning, who's had it
Yeah.
all in life. Another player that was, sitting at the table was, Dia Bell, who's gonna be the quarterback after, uh, Arch. Nicest kid, but his dad was Raja Bell in the NBA. So he goes from these
Okay.
very privileged kids to also having to cater to the kids that, don't have families or dealing with jail
Yeah.
or drugs or whatever their background like, he can, I feel like, relate to all of them in some way, and too, there's coaches that you just don't respond to and don't listen to no matter
Yeah.
what they say. It's just not your style, it's
Well,
not
you
your
shouldn't
learning
be a
style.
coach. Yeah.
Exactly, or they're too aggressive, or they're just, like, overhyped, or like a Dan Campbell to me. I feel like I would not listen to that guy for anything if he
Just
was my
0
coach. Like,
respect. Yeah.
not even that, like, you respect his career or whatever, obviously, he's been successful, he knows what he's doing, whatever, to some degree, but would not respond to that energy. Sark's energy to me was something that all day long, any of these people would gravitate to, and
Well,
go ahead.
he does EMS with Hannah's business, and Lysandra trains him all the time, and
Mhm.
they absolutely adore him, and he goes to all the YTX classes with all of that with all the girls, like, even Jude's and everybody, they're all in class with him, and he's shooting the shit with everybody, so he seems
Yeah,
very, like, down to earth.
so down to
Everybody
earth.
talks so highly about how great of a guy he is, so, I mean, I think it's he's being genuine, and definitely a lot of players can relate to that.
That's the right word, is genuine. There was nothing about it that was fake. You could have been like, "Oh, he's putting on a show for, some of
Mhm.
these, donors and what." It was nothing like that at all. Just so genuine. Um, his philosophy on things and some of the things that he did when he got to UT to turn things around and, um, for one example, he said football used to be totally separate. They would eat separate, they would do everything separate. And they obviously weren't being very successful as a team academically and
Mhm.
on the field when he got there. And so he started saying, like, no, you need to go over there where all the winners are, meaning everyone on every other team who's winning national championships and actually winning in their sport and go figure out what they're doing. And I was
What
like,
they're doing right.
yeah. So then he
Yeah.
was like, go eat over there, do whatever. And obviously, like, he makes them start their day with him every morning, so that they don't have a chance, to not wake up or not go to class. He's like, "They're boys. They're in college. They're gonna stay up late. We're in Austin." He's like, "If they have to start their day with me, they're showing up," which I was like, even that, like, he was like, and
Yeah.
since then, there's was proven data that, how much the GPA has gone up since he's instilled some of these things. And he's like, the results in the classroom are definitely reflected in success on the field. And just, again, just like all around, rounded, takes one day a week to do culture stuff and really getting to know, um, each other and the players and have like deep, meaningful conversations about hardships and just everything that he said, I respected and his philosophy on all of it and just so straight up and real. Anyways, I just thought it was
Did you, well, right before your phone broke, you sent me a little video of your your dinner
my
mate.
table. So I sat next to L'Oreal and him, and she was actually very, very nice, pleasant to talk to.
Is
She
that your
ran
new best
track.
friend?
Mm, we'll work
Make
her way.
friends slow. Make
Yes,
friends.
but she ran track in college, and then she was an assistant coach at USC,
Was
where
she?
they met. Yeah, and so I really respect anybody that
Oh,
has and she went to I think it was like A&M, North Carolina or something, but whatever.
okay.
Anyone that does some sport in college, and then she went on to that, and she too, in a lot of ways, seemed genuine. Hmm.
Well, I mean, I
But
guess.
Sark
So,
is what was
okay.
very impressed with, so, anyways,
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you had a great time. I'm sorry you
minus
broke
my
your
phone,
phone.
I
Yeah,
know.
slight karma
Still
maybe,
dealing
but
with it. Yeah, exactly.
well,
Um,
you'll get one soon, so.
yeah, well, I was teasing I was gonna show up in Oregon colors, and Brandon Harris, who's gotten to know pretty well over the past couple years, he's the general manager, and he was like, "Do not show up in Oregon Duck." I'm like, "I'm gonna ask Puddles to borrow his costume and
Oh
wear
my
it."
god. That would be quite the
Could you
scene.
imagine? Yeah, not
No,
the
I
space
couldn't.
for it. Yeah, might not have been well received, but
I don't think so
anyways,
at all,
after that
100%.
little prep speech, maybe I have to see what Oregon's little
Recruiting looks like,
recruiting
yep.
visit looks like. But Kentucky Derby was Saturday.
Hell of a weekend. A lot of upsets.
So much, lots of upsets. Poor Dave did not
Oh
have winner
god.
of the Oaks on Friday.
No. What did Lovely Gray place, like 14th or something?
Not high enough, but
Yeah.
still impressive that she ran the race. But
Yep.
both TV audiences broke records for the Derby and the Oaks. 19.6
There's
million viewers for the Derby. It's pretty good. I mean, like we said, every sport we talk about, the numbers are
it's
going up.
always, record highs and which is great. Again, I think these influencers that they're bringing in, definitely attribute to that.
There's something to it, and I know even watching the broadcast on TV, some of it is so cheesy, like almost cringe, like the derby stuff again, like I love the old tradition of it and the hats and but a lot of it is like on the cheesier side, and of course, I just like to watch the jockeys and the trainers and hear their stories and the horses and
Yeah.
but, yeah, these influencers doing their job. I was reading about this one influencer, he's like, "I get paid 20 to $25,000 a post," and he was like a nobody, but has millions and millions of followers. And he's like, "I'm here." He's like, "I'm interviewing jockeys." And he was like, traditionally or historically, it's a older fan base, and we're trying to bring in the younger people. And that's just what it is, whether like it or not. And I know we've gotten hate on some of our videos and clips. I'm like, is that true? Influence are raising numbers? Like 100% it's true.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is an influencer culture as much as you wanna kinda make fun of them. They do reach a lot more individuals than without them.
They really do. Did you see Great White? First of all, that horse was massive, talking about a gray. One of
Yeah.
the biggest horses ever to try to run in the Derby,
Thing
and he
was
just
fired up.
completely jockey flipped off, like, out of nowhere, getting up to the starting gate.
They gotta, like, pump these horses full of steroids before they're about to hit the starting gate because they are jacked up. But yeah, great whites, I think that was
But if he
really
had landed
disappointing for
on
the
that
owners.
jockey 100% for all of
Yeah.
them, and I was really curious to see how he was gonna run being that big.
Yeah,
Um,
bummer.
either he was gonna be yeah, I'm really too bad all around, but I have never seen anything like that, just leading up and then having to scratch literally at the starting gate.
I know, and to see him run back and everything, that was a real disappointment, I'm sure, but yeah, that would've been fun to watch him.
Yeah, I would have loved that. And 19 of the 20 horses, which I guess it ended up being 19 with that scratch, but, 19 of 20 were descendants of Secretariat. That just shows you how strong the breeding pool is and
Well,
the
that's
horses
what
that they choose. I mean, like, it's almost like Do you ever get inbred? Like, how does this
That's true. I mean, they're all one big happy family. Is that the horse we talked about before that had the
Yeah,
other
Secretariat
okay.
and Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit's a
Yeah,
really good one, but yeah, Secretariat is,
okay. Hell
definitely a
yeah.
legendary horse, yeah.
Secretariat's feeling pretty cocky right about now. Look at
I
all
mean,
my
literally,
kin.
raised him right. The Golden Tempo was the winner. Unbelievable race.
Crazy win. Came from behind.
So far behind, I don't even know how he covered that much ground and that quickly. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Well, I mean, did you watch the video of the owner?
They were super excited.
While the horse was
Oh, while the
racing, it
horse was
was
running, yeah.
yeah, sorry, the video of the owner when the horse was racing and coming from behind and everything, I had goosebumps, like, I felt the emotion through the camera, it was such an incredible win. How do you pronounce her name?
Yeah,
It's
so Sherry DeVoe,
yeah,
first female trainer ever to win the Derby, and at 23 to 1 odds was the horse.
I mean, nobody I don't did we even mention that in our bets last week? I don't know,
No,
but
it was not even on our radar. I mean, we're gonna have to go back to drawing board. I think that obviously we had our bets, heard what other people had to say about their bets. Um, I think that horse racing is one of the hardest things to bet on because it's not a team. You're not just like
yeah,
this or that. I guess F1, you could say, there's the different, a lot of different drivers, but who's going to essentially be
pretty
top five.
consistent,
I
yeah,
feel like it's wide open for these 20 horses.
it
Could have
is.
been
Well,
anyone, 19, again with the scratch, but
we
23 to 1 odds. The favorite was 5 to 1.
I mean, it was just an incredible win. I know Casey, we were at lunch with him on Sunday, and he was saying that his friend literally put into Claude AI, asked who would win, and he bet on the horse that Claude had told him, and he won like a shit ton of money. It was like odds were not in his favor and all that stuff, but it was crazy. I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe Claude knows a little bit more than we do, but it was interesting.
I wonder what it was, but it wasn't this horse to win.
No, it wasn't this one. I don't know what it was. It
Oh,
was
it might have been a
I don't
different
even know
race
if
or
it was the
something.
same
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
Yeah. But it was
That's
crazy. I was just like,
crazy.
how does yeah, like what goes into this? There's clearly we were way off. So I don't know. Interesting. But I was
I
super
feel like
excited for
I
that horse.
remember
Like,
asking ChatGPT at one point something about gambling or betting or
and
about
it
who would
tells
win,
you
and
you
it tells you it
can't.
can't do that. Yeah. So
I
maybe
don't know
Claude knows,
which
yeah.
yeah, more. I don't know. Cause yeah, chat was like, I think there was also somebody that was giving blood records and everything to it. And so there was this law that went in that said it won't give you financial advice and it won't help you gamble and it won't give you medical advice. So I don't know what he was on, but it was interesting. I was like, wow,
Interesting.
okay. So
Good to know. Well, that'll totally change things if that's the case.
I know they're going to put a block on that one too, though. So, and not
Yeah.
just chat.
And the jockey was so happy. Jose Ortiz just seems like the
Oh,
sweetest guy. And his brother, who was riding Renegade, placed second. What are the chances that they would both be riding in the Derby, placed first and second? And he was like, I wanted my brother to win so bad. And
oh.
he's like, but I wasn't going
I was going to say
to
he wasn't going
Not
to ease
that
up on
bad.
that one. It's
Yeah.
fine.
But just amazing. And then even wilder to the story, their cousin is a rookie, Elmer Rodriguez of the Yankees. And I'm thinking, how do we have two jockeys over here, cousins to this big, like 6'4"
I was going to ask how tall he
rookie?
was.
Yeah, yeah. But as far as jockey goes, Jose Ortiz actually is on the taller side. I think he was like 5'7". Yeah,
Oh,
which is tall for
okay.
a jockey. But yeah, so
Yep.
Elmer Rodriguez, rookie of the Yankees, just had his MLB debut days before this race. And then he watches his two cousins running in the Derby, the Ortiz brothers. And to have one of them win, the other second, he was like, I was more nervous watching that race for my cousins than I was in
Oh.
my Yankees MLB debut. How sweet is that?
Oh, that's a family that loves each other and supports each other, and that's why they're all
Yeah.
athletic and successful. So
But an
that's
incredible
awesome.
week for like
Yeah,
events that are, it's the Yankees, but then to both be in the Derby and place first and second. Pretty amazing.
badass. Good for them.
Really is, and poor Golden Tempo is already out and skipping the Preakness.
I
So
saw that.
no chance of a Triple Crown winner this year.
That's a bummer. You think just hurt or injured? Hopefully, just needed some rest after all that win
Well, Cherie, the
winnings.
trainer, said that it was for the colt's well-being, so I don't know if that's an injury or just preventative,
Okay.
and that she's focused on the Belmont for him, which is a longer race, and I think she thinks he'll do better in the longer race.
Yeah.
But then there was so much about this is the problem with running these 3 biggest races, Belmont, Preakness, and Derby, 3 races in 5 weeks. They're like, "It's just way too much on these
It's
horses, and this is
hard
why
on
it's
them.
so" exactly. They're like, "It's like a sprint when it should be more of like a marathon for the well-being of the horses." Like, obviously, jockeys can do it, trainers can do it, like, that's fine, logistics, fine. But the actual horses themselves and their well-being, it is a lot on them, and like you said, they do pump them with stuff, and yes, it's,
Uh,
like, essentially illegal, and but
yeah,
they medicate them to get through these races, and it's really probably not the best thing for them long term.
long term. Yeah. No, I think of these athletes that do these marathons, they'll do around the world marathons and they'll do a marathon in like the 6 or 7 different continents. What is
Yeah,
it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
That they
I don't know
they
what it's
they
called, but they
literally
do it's
take
just
a
yeah.
private plane to each, country and they run a marathon. It's like within 7 days, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Holy shit, that's so hard on your body. I don't know how you do it." You gotta, like, give it rest and space it out, and that's why, in the long term, they're always injured and hurt, all these, like, super athletes, but good
Yeah, it'll just
for
break you down. Yeah, amazing to say
yeah,
you did that, and if it works
yeah.
out, great. But I just don't think the reward is worth the
No,
potential. Yeah, and
damage.
right, and then so then the point raised was, well, is the prestige of the Triple Crown gonna be diminished, but because it's just too like, it's not even the thing to do anymore because physically it's not good for the horses to win
I was
and
gonna
and race
say,
all 3.
I'm sure PETA's chiming in and going, "What the
Oh, yeah.
hell?"
Yeah, for sure, which, again, you can see that, like, you hate
Yeah.
to think about these massive, spectacular creatures just getting worn down for people's entertainment, but,
Yeah.
um yeah, just crazy, but, the other thing I was at right when Cherie won and she was giving her speech, and obviously proud being the first,
Did you see her running
woman.
around
Is
everywhere with
she
her
really
red
what?
jacket? Yeah, she was like,
Yes.
like a kid in a
Yeah,
candy shop. I was like,
and
"What
the
how cute."
so cute, and her daughter was with her. The daughter goes to Baylor, actually, but, I was curious what her bonus or takeaway from winning the Derby is. So,
Mhm.
in total, Golden Tempo took home $3.1 million. 10% goes to the jockey, 10% goes to the trainer, 80% goes to the owners. I
Shit.
mean, good win for
The jockeys
the
and trainers
owners,
are
but
getting
I
screwed.
know the 2
Yeah.
people that are really out there winning the race.
Yeah. The
Um
owner just, put up the money for it.
Exactly. Well, you guess have gotta pay off all the expenses, and I mean, it is an expensive hobby,
Shipping
but
those horses, having the stable, yeah, it's, definitely
paying
one of
the
the
trainer,
the
paying the
elite
jockeys, yes,
sports. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And John Rahm, it will be eligible to play Ryder Cup. Jim Furyk, did you hear his little interview at, Derby, his first, before Ryder Cup? But anyways, John
No.
Rahm's eligible to play, agreed to pay his fines to leave, Live, wait, no, this is not John Rahm.
Is it not genre?
No, it is, but,
Yeah,
um
John Rom I did see he is gonna pay the fines and everything, and just to play that one, but he's still gonna be in Live, he's not leaving Live, he's just playing the Ryder's Cup.
right. And then DeChambeau, he
Oh, I don't know about
is the one
Bryson.
yeah, so I think he's gonna pay his fines and just wants to play, the tournaments that he'll be allowed to play, but wants to focus on his YouTube channel, like we said. That's where his bread and butter money is, and he wants to dub the languages of his videos to just give the world more and more reasons to watch his YouTube videos.
Well, I mean, also Live is since the Saudis pulled their money, I think Live's going away, so they're like, "Okay, what am I gonna do next?"
Oh,
They
yeah,
gave them
definitely
a
gone, but
shit
it's like
ton
the
of money,
PGA
but
right, but the PGA is just not gonna be like, "Okay, roll back in because
welcome back in.
your
Yep.
Fire Fest just blew up, so take that money and then come back." Like, they're still gonna
It's a
have
great
to
analogy.
yeah, literally, pay the fines and figure out what to do, but I mean, these junior golfers and high schoolers are obsessed with DeChambeau, like, obsessed. They just watch his YouTube channel all day long.
How do you know?
Well,
Because
all the
it's
little
a
Westlake boys, yeah,
Oh, yeah. I was
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
my gosh. Well,
They
yeah, he is very entertaining. I don't know. I don't see him, like, going back to the PGA and doing what he was doing before, now that he kinda left,
Mm-mm.
went to live, made all that money, now he's more like he's very, like, very commercial, I don't
And his
know.
personality is perfect
Yeah,
for it too.
yeah, yeah, so it's interesting, I wonder where he's gonna take his career.
Very, but good night live.
Thankfully. Well, I don't know if they're gonna find new investors for it. They sure as shit
Yeah,
won't
but
find as
who's
much
gonna
as
float
Saudi's
that
finding
money?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about tennis in a minute. Morgan Riddle and Taylor Fritz.
Oh, no.
Officially donezo after 6 years. Thank God, and maybe I will like him a little bit more as a tennis player now.
Do you not like the girl, or what was your, vendetta against him?
I just don't think that yes, I think there's a lot of that, like, there was so much focus on her in all of his
Yeah,
matches that it was like, he's the one on the court playing, and he's
yeah.
good. I mean, he was top 4, he's ranking hangs around, the top. Obviously an American tennis player. I just have never really bought into that or him or the whole
I kinda like her outfits, though. She was kinda cute,
well,
but
that's where she got her I mean, she's her 500,000 plus Instagram followers, but that's basically, where and she's another one that was referred to as the first lady of tennis. Another reason I don't
I
like
would
her.
debate that. I mean, well, it was always interesting to me because Paige Lorenz, obviously engaged to Tommy Paul now, but I never understood why they weren't like friends or like they didn't collab. Like they were both
Mhm.
influencers and they're both dating famous, really good tennis players. Why didn't they get together? So it's interesting. I don't
Yeah, it
know.
seems like
Maybe Morgan Riddle's a
opportunity
bitch
yeah,
or
I don't know, or just thought it was competition between, I don't know, maybe the boyfriends or them or all of it. Um, but one of her clips that went viral because she did not have a following or anything before she started dating
oh
him. So
yeah,
that was my other thing. Like this is like definition of wag and then they make their mark
brand on
based
him. Yep.
on exactly. So now she has her brand. She's going to pack up and move to New York City and see what her next gig is, basically piggybacking on him, which again, good for her for capitalizing and doing her own thing, but also like this is a relationship in someone's career that you're doing that off of. But in 2020, one of her first viral clips on TikTok was like, "I'm making it my mission to make tennis cool again." Like, okay,
Was it
according to
not
who?
cool?
Like, did you know tennis? Did you know tennis? Had you ever been to a tennis match before you started dating this guy? I'm gonna go with no. So
No.
I don't know what she knew about that. And then she just posted all of her outfit of the day and day in the life. And okay, day in the life of a girlfriend of a tennis player. Like, again, good for her for racking it up. And I will say, like you said, her outfits were put together. Her content was or is well done. But I guess in general, I just didn't like the piggybacking
No, I mean,
and the
again,
focus on her when,
yeah.
again, it's his career and his success.
When he's the one that got you to where you are. No, it's gonna be interesting. I wonder what she's gonna do, what her next move is now that, because wasn't he out on a date with somebody else? Sounds like
Yes,
he's
Olivia
moving quick.
Jade. Yes, another influencer, slightly younger. I think she's 26. Another influencer YouTuber. And did you know she's a daughter of Lori Loughlin, the Full House
Well,
lady?
I know a lot about her because she went to USC and she was in, like, Kappa and DG were top sororities, so she was in Kappa and knew a lot of my friends and stuff, so when that whole scandal happened, I was in the know and it was very interesting, but yes, so I do know that.
Yeah, she dropped out because of all of that
Mhm.
admissions scandal. That was the weirdest thing. And Coach
I
Center,
don't
the
think
actually the
she dropped
Texas
out, I think she got kicked out.
oh, well, that too. Yeah, well, probably also just didn't want like who was that was not gonna be she was not gonna be well received
Yeah,
around there.
when
But
everybody
just
does it though,
amazing to
so.
see what people will do to get in, like even somebody like that or Lori Loughlin being,
Everybody does it. Buy a building, the sun gets in, like,
I
just
know, but that was like a different thing. But so Coach Center, the Texas heads men's tennis coach, who was wildly successful at his career at UT, he served jail time for it. The same exact scandal. He took a
yeah.
$100,000 bribe to have someone admitted to UT to be on the tennis team with someone that had no tennis background, never actually
Oh,
played on the team. And that was part of this, scandal that they were using athletics to get and
did he
bribes to
did he
get
play
into the
tennis though?
schools.
Because
No, the
I
person
know
didn't even
Olivia Jade did not row. She was not on the row team.
exactly, no, same thing, yeah, they did not there was no involvement in tennis, like, not even as a walk-on spot, like, no nothing, and, yeah, so crazy, but that's her, we'll see, if he makes it with this next influencer.
Yeah. Well, I also feel bad with for her because, I mean, she was dating Jacob Elordi, but now he's moved on to Kendall Jenner,
Ooh,
so
I saw that.
these influencers oh, well, Kendall I think Olivia Jade's the only influencer. I was gonna say Kendall Jenner is actually a model slash
Well,
I
and,
don't know, how would you define her?
Morgan Riddle. Um, yeah, I would say actress,
Yeah, so
TV personality model
TV
more than,
personality.
yeah, I guess she influences by default, but not an influencer from the start. Um, but Fritz has had a knee injury that's kept him out of most of clay season, which love clay season, but hopefully he'll be back for the French Open.
Is it easier to play on clay courts, or what's the vibe?
It's so different. It's good for your body because it's not as
Is it?
hard of a court as, hard court, but,
Yeah.
the way the ball bounces and the way you have to move is so different, and then there's such a difference between red clay and green clay, and the red clay
Really?
is almost yeah, red clay is basically like baby powder. I mean, it's like the
Okay.
softest, and then
Is it the
green
most
clay.
expensive? That's why it's not
Yes, yeah, and it's
okay,
really hard to maintain, really hard to keep, like, it's
got
so
you.
hot here, so people always try to do red clay courts around here, but they're so hard to maintain in this weather,
Yep.
um, and then green clay are the ones that you do see all around
Yeah.
because they are easier to maintain and they're way grittier. So funny, I had, like, a thing I saw a clip of Andy Roddick's whatever, his Overserved or whatever served podcast, and literally he was explaining these exact same things, and I sent it to Casey, and I'm like, "Does anyone care what he has to say?" I still can't believe he's about to be a commentator for Wimbledon and ESPN, and here I am giving, like, the same analogy
You're
as
like
him. Oh, what can you do? But,
well, I guess I shoulda listened to him before.
so
No.
funny, yeah. I'll have to send it to you, but, I love red clay season, I think it's so great, and obviously I love, Wimbledon, just like we say, the aesthetics, everything
Yeah.
about both, but Alcaraz is out of the French, so I think it might be Sinner's year. He lost to Alcaraz last year in the final, so this might be his chance to win the French.
We'll see.
We shall see. And then did you see that Arkansas just cut their men's and women's tennis team after this year?
I mean, absolutely insane. It's the NIL money.
Insane. It
Jesus.
is, but it's so crazy. The nominal amount per athlete that saves the athletic department, both teams combined are the cost of some of these football players, around the country, not necessarily Arkansas. But I mean, it's just unbelievable to me for an athletic department of a school that size, D1, to just cut both teams.
Uh, yeah, what did they say they were gonna be saving, like, 150K per
Yeah.
athlete, which
Some,
is
again, minimal number.
absolutely insane. Some of these football players are demanding millions of dollars. So, for them to, you know, cut actually cut that, like, that's absurd to me. So, I hope it, again, doesn't, trickle to other schools around the country.
That's what I'm
It's
thinking, but
sad.
I think that's just this how these things start, unless there's so much backlash that they figure it out or some donor comes in and wants to put money into tennis, but I don't think that that's the problem. Like, I can't believe,
Yeah.
and tennis is a big sport. It's not even like
Huge.
it's like
Huge.
rowing or something like we were just talking about. Like,
International sport.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's international, and that's I think they only had, 1 or 2 Americans on the team. That's the other thing. They do pull a lot of international players
Yeah.
because I think it's easier to get, the talent and wherever at some of these schools and not just there, it's across the board. Even when I was playing, the majority of these teams are made up of international, players, but you can't help that. That is just what it is, but the athletic director at Arkansas was just like, "We're trying to balance competitive opportunities and resources and long-term sustainability of our department." I'm like,
It's
"What?
not
Long-term
balance.
that's yeah, what are you cutting a team is not balance. Like, why don't you take some from here and put it here? That's balance." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they
You
just
don't
said,
just
they weren't.
cut a department.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and just say, "We're not gonna be able to provide this necessary, support for the tennis team to our programs to consistently compete in the SEC to our student athlete standard." Well, figure it out. That sounds like a you problem that you need to figure out, and as a school and as an athletic department and as an athletic director. Like, you don't just cut the program and be the first one to do it. And it is an SEC school. Again, it's a major school. It's not like, Trinity or some small, D3 school that's like, "Okay, well, this isn't the best use of our small
Yeah.
budget." It makes no sense, but I hope that somebody does something about it to make it not be a ripple effect.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's gonna end very poorly. They just need to get NIL needs to get regulated and things along those lines. There's just still so much to figure out and make sure things like that don't continue to happen because it's really upsetting.
It really is. And Sabalenka's upset about her
She'll let you know.
she will let you know, and she thinks that there should be a um boycott of the Grand
A
Slam, especially
boycott.
the, French Open, about revenue sharing and the amount that these tournaments generate versus how much the players make, which I get that, but again, when we rank tennis players' salary compared to other sports, I mean, these top players
Make a
like
bank.
herself are absolutely making bank, but I do agree with her that it has to scale. No matter what she's bringing home, it could be more if the tournament's taking such a substantial part of it. So I guess the overall, winnings earnings pot for the French Open increased 10%, to 72.1 million. That's obviously to split across the winners, in the tournament, but, their revenue share of that went down. So I do think that's wrong. Like, why would that not go up and scale?
Well, yeah, I saw her saying, she's like, "I mean, we're the product and the fans come to see us,
Right,
so
they're
we
the
should get paid the
entertainment. Without
most."
right,
Yeah.
without them, it's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
so
and other
not
sports and
wrong.
other athletes get right, like half, but again, it's like these jockeys and the trainer, they couldn't win the race without them, and the owner's taking 80%. Like, I think there's some of it to some extent in every sport where, of course, the people actually performing are going to want more. Um,
It's all a
but
business.
I get it. It's all a business. And I why would you not scale it? Like, yes, maybe not split it half and half, but if the winnings pot went up, why would you put the players' revenue down? I do agree that's a little bit
That's
skewed.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. So, well, hopefully, she gets her boycott and gets what she wants because she is a good player and definitely deserves it,
And she
as
is very
do the rest of them.
entertaining. She's a good
She is.
Instagram follow.
She's so fabulous. I kinda love her.
We talk about her all the time, but she really is, and just so entertaining and has all of her Gucci campaigns and ads and, her jewelry, and she just even the simple things, obviously, she has a massive Nike deal, but she just debuted some of her Nike Roland Garros French Open,
Oh my god.
attire, and she just makes everything kind of like a fun surprise, and she looked great in it. This, like, kinda, like, sheer
I
mesh black overlay over a red dress or a red
absolutely love.
spandex. Oh, it looks so good, and on
You
red
take the
clay, it's gonna look
swoosh
so
off,
good.
like, it literally looks like something you could go out in. Like,
Totally.
it's so cute. I'm obsessed, and she makes it look so good. Just she's so cute.
She really does. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. Imagine if none of them played. I mean, all that stuff always gets resolved before there's an actual point. What are they
I
gonna
was
do?
like,
Not have
"Please
the
don't
French
boycott."
Open? But I know
Yeah, come on,
exactly.
guys.
Have no reason to wanna watch tennis, but, yeah, that would be sad.
She does have the power though, right? Because that would be really upsetting if, it didn't happen because she got everybody to boycott, but again,
Totally,
they'll
yeah,
figure it
but
out.
right, but that's also how they make their money too. They're not gonna
Yeah,
she's not gonna just sit out and give that
yeah,
up and the opportunity, but, and their career doesn't last forever, but, it'll be
that's true.
curious to see how they figure that out. My Knicks and the Spurs both won last night. NBA is actually getting good for right now.
As we get deeper, yeah, no, it's good. I was sad to see the Celtics lose. I know Adam's family, they're big Celtics fans and
Big
everything, so
Celtics fans, but good for the 76ers. They were down
yeah.
3-1 in the series
Yeah,
and came
yeah,
back. That's hard for anyone to do.
this is a hell
Uh,
of a comeback.
yeah, and Celtics were obviously, seated higher and, um, good for them. So Knicks and 76ers will head to Philly. I just love the Knicks games at Madison Square Garden, and they're following, like we saw, Anne
Just
Hathaway's
they're
always there,
fabulous
um,
people.
Ben Stiller, little Timmy Chalamet, and he actually has a, I think, announcement that should be out today about a new partnership with, Adidas, which I
Oh,
hate to see, but I will say that this ad that Adidas just put out was so good. It was a clip for the World Cup, almost done like a movie, trailer, and it was Timothy Chalamet, Messi, and Bad Bunny, and it was
Oh god.
so well done, but it was setting up essentially again, I think he's gonna have some partnership with Adidas, and he's been wearing a lot of Adidas sneakers at these games and
Oh,
everything. So, I think the official announcement should be out today, but good for him.
I'll be edge of my seat. Yeah, I saw he also missed the Met Gala too to
Yes.
attend the basketball game, which I love.
I know, he's got his priorities straight, just
Yeah.
like last year, I love to see him courtside. Kylie's with him,
Well, Kylie was at
sometimes,
the
but
Met, but
yeah, she was at the Met, but sometimes, like, she
yeah,
has
yeah,
been
yeah.
in this series.
Yeah.
But yeah, so funny that he chooses the Knicks. We know Spike is not gonna choose anything over the Knicks.
No, no, he's the biggest fan.
Yeah, the biggest fan. Did you see that Golden State Valkyries, the first women's franchise to hit $1 billion valuation?
I think that's incredible. I mean,
Incredible
one
for such a fresh new start to
I mean,
a
they're
team,
backed by the Warriors, same people,
which
and then they're in
helps.
Golden State, like, they're in, like, a premium economy. It's the
Mhm.
most expensive freaking, area, so I'm not shocked by it, but it's an incredible accomplishment, especially for, a WNBA team.
Totally, and I was reading that Denver thinks that they're not gonna be long after, kind of 5 years into it to be close to that billion-dollar valuation, so we'll see, but again, that also could come to, like you're saying, location and sports following, in general. That was actually something else, another point that Sark said that I really loved. He's like, "I tell" I know, has nothing to do with WNBA, but he was like,
Okay.
they reminded me, he was like, "I tell people that Texas is the 33rd NFL team." He was like, "Austin
Oh.
is the" yeah, he was like, "Austin is the biggest city by population without a professional sports team of any kind," which is true.
Ah,
And so
okay.
he was like, "You go to LA and you have UCLA, you have USC, you're competing with the Dodgers, you're competing with the Lakers. Like, you've got all these other competing schools and,
And the
professional
Clippers?
sports team." Yeah,
Yeah.
Clippers, yeah, and these professional sports team. He's like, "Here, you don't have that. There's no competing professional sport, no NFL team." He's like, "We are the 33rd
That
NFL
is
team."
true.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay.
"All eyes are on Texas on Saturday." He's like, "Anyone that's in this area is watching Texas football,
They're
whether
not
it's at
at the
home or at
football
the
game?
stadium."
Yeah,
Right,
they're
right, but either way,
exactly.
but everyone's tuned into it, and, like,
Yeah.
the viewership from the games, against Michigan, against Ohio
Mm.
State, and some of these bigger I mean, just astounding numbers.
Yeah.
And, yeah, obviously, some of that's coming from the other team's side, but, his point is there. But anyways, I thought that was another little
I never
interesting thing
saw
to
it from
say.
that perspective, but yeah, I
I thought
do
it was
like that.
great, yeah. I
I
thought it
kinda
was a
like
great way
that.
to brand it. Yeah, they should put it out there. Um, Back to WNBA. Caitlin Clark, she's authored a book. That'll be interesting to see, how it does, but why not? Called Extraordinary, capital Extra.
I always wonder if these people because I feel like all these people get famous and then they're writing books, and I'm like, "Are they all writers?" Because I literally would I don't know, or do they have people, like, help them write it? It's just
They
so
have to
interesting,
have a
but
ghostwriter.
yeah,
She's not
I'm
sitting
like
there with, like, a pen and paper
your
writing
typewriter.
extraordinary yeah, a little extra to reach big dreams. Like, obviously, she's the perfect person to do that, and I think that she'll be the perfect person. Her next thing will go on a book tour, and she'll
Yeah.
go to all these fill these rooms of, little kids with, dreams and hopes and all that. I think that's all great, but you're right. I don't there's no way she's sitting there.
I'm like,
And then
after
someone has
basketball
to do the,
practice.
yeah, and it's one of the, I think it maybe it had been Random House or whatever one of the bigger publishing houses are is who it is, and they're not gonna let anything fail, and they're not just gonna pick up
Yeah.
something just to pick it up. There has to be more involved, but either way, good for her. I mean, she's everywhere.
She is. I mean, she's made a hell of a name for herself. I gotta respect it, but I'll be interested to read it.
Yes, and then lastly, this was my one of my favorite things for the week. Erin Judge's new walk-up song, and I didn't know this, is "She's from Texas" from by Ella Langley. How great is that for
What
Erin
a
Judge?
banger. That's gotta get you fired up. I love
So
it.
great. I'm like, "What is the story behind this?" Like
Is it right with the chorus? "She's from Texas, I
yeah.
can tell." Don't
Like,
listen to me
it's
sing.
so funny that they're thank you. You're the one singing this week.
I need to throw it back to you
Um,
next week.
we'll have to have our clips, but, Yeah, I just thought that was such a great walk 'cause I'm like, "He's not hitting on her, he's married with a kid."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what his,
Just genuinely likes the
story would be.
song.
I mean, how could you not?
It's a feel-good
But
song.
it really is, it's so good. But alright, everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. We are gonna have a little break next week. Got
Ugh,
some
travel
upcoming
plans.
travels.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
conflicting schedules.
I know. I'm sorry. I know they'll miss us.
They will, but it's okay. They'll be back.
We'll be back. Go try the tacos from Table
Go try
22.
the
Get it
tacos.
to 60,000 so
Go
they
see
can be on
Devil
the
Wears
menu forever.
Prada.
Go see,
Yes,
yep.
get 'em stick
We've
on
got a lot
the.
of activities for the people to do. Maybe Bill's
Yes.
Oysters, pop in, get some caviar mozzarella sticks. You got
Cheer
a
on
big
the
week.
Knicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
What else do we have? Yeah, we've got a. Yes, those are good to-do lists. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will be back soon.
Ta ta. Ciao.
Adios.
Hasta luego.
Bye-bye.
I always forget which ones we use. I just